Good morning, Moo Crew. I hope you are doing well. I know it's been a minute since... Oh, did I make this bleed? Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's just very red. I'm sorry. Clearly, I have not gotten ready for the day. Today's Tuesday, my day off. I have a decent amount of errands to run. I'm off to a later start than I anticipated. What is new? What is new? I haven't uploaded in a hot minute because iMovie crashed on me. Mostly because I did it to myself because I'm having storage issues. And I deleted my iMovie library in the middle of an edit. An edit that I'd been doing for like 2 hours. So it was rough. I was pissed. I decided not to touch my computer since then, really. But here we are. I'm vlogging again. Today is going to be a super fun day. I have to run into a different town than we live in to deposit Tyler's paycheck because they don't have direct deposit. I think I talk about this every single month on the vlog because I do this every single month. And so yeah, I need to go do that. And I think I might also, while I'm there, potentially go to a garden store because I'm having the itch to get a new plant. It's about that time that I want to get something new and green in my house. So there's a couple things I want to try to pick up with some pots that I have already to see if it's like a good time to get those or not. So I've been doing a little bit of research. So yeah, that's kind of what is in store for today. As of right now, it's like 10:20, 10:18 if you want to be precise. And I haven't really had breakfast, and I need to do some proofreading for a friend. I'm helping her navigate one of her speech classes, and she's asked me to kind of work as a proofreader for her and editor, so I gladly am doing that for her. So I need to work on that for her this morning, and then I need to kind of just tidy up a little bit before I head off. So I need to get moving, but I wanted to start the vlog and get off to a good start of saying hello. So Al's Garden Center was delightful. It was definitely like a little shocking to me because no one greeted me, no one asked me if I needed any help. And in past experience, when I go to like garden or greenhouse type places, there's like a swarm of people asking if I need any help or whatever. So it was good and bad because I enjoy being able to just like browse and do my own thing. But if someone would have asked me if I needed help, then I would have, you know, asked about certain things that I was looking for. That being said, I did get a couple plants. The first one is to replace this very sad thing. It looks like maybe some of the moss is still doing okay, but for the most part, this stuff is dead. The wildest part of all of this, of me having plants, is I cannot keep succulents alive. I had 2 cacti when I lived in a dorm my freshman year. By the end of that year, they were dead because I tried to repot them and they died. That was like moss and a couple succulents that I bought, and it died. I bought another really cute cactus that was doing pretty well for a while, and then I like went to prune it or something and like basically pulled it apart and it was dead. Yeah, so I can't keep succulents alive, evidently. But this greenery back here, that is a Queen Marble pothos back there that I have had for almost a year. I decided to get another pothos, but a different variety. It says a Pothos Picta Satin, so it's a little bit fuzzy, and it's an outward growing plant. So I'm gonna repot that into my cute little copper kettle. But I think the biggest issue for why that little succulent plant died is because there's no drainage on that kettle. Someone just like found the kettle and planted something in it, which was a really cute, wonderful idea. However, it needs holes in the bottom for drainage, so I need to drill some holes in that before I replant it. And then I also picked up, let me find the packet, there it is, a pack of spinach seeds. This is the Noble Giant variety, $1.89, bunch of seeds in there. I'm going to do my best to germinate and grow an indoor spinach thing with a bigger pot I have that's in the car right now, but it will also need to have holes drilled in it. And I've never really like planted seeds from scratch, except since probably like in kindergarten when they have that project, you know. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I need to do some research on the best way to grow indoor plants, if I need to soak the seeds, if I shouldn't, or if I should just like plant them and, you know, keep them moist. It says the germination period is like 5 to 10 days depending on the weather. And technically I shouldn't be planting them until later spring, but since I'm doing them indoors, I'm gonna like risk it and try planting them now, because I'd love to be able to start harvesting my own spinach like in the coming months, you know, because we use a lot of spinach, or I use a lot of spinach, so it'd be really awesome to not have to buy them every single grocery trip. And the funniest part to me is this is $1.89. I pay $1.98 per plastic bag of spinach when I go to Winco, so it'd be really great if I could make this happen. I just don't have a great green thumb, honestly. My thumb is not green. So we'll see how this goes, and then later on when it gets closer to actual springtime, I want to do a little herb pot that will have parsley, lavender, and what else? I forget. Originally the bigger pot I was gonna make the herb garden and have multiple herbs in it, and the other one was gonna be a mint plant. I've tried growing a mint plant before and killed it. So I think herbs would be more fun, and I could do like lavender and, you know, some more aromatic stuff and like see what happens. Okay, so I've just finished drilling holes in both of my copper pots and my new compost bin, and here is what I've been collecting for the past few days, really, from meals. So I have also worked with Tyler because he works on an organic dairy, and I've had him bring me home some dry cow manure, and I've done a lot of research for composting and have found that basically you need to have a good ratio between browns and greens, nitrogen and carbon. So anyway, I am getting ready to lay down some more browns before I add in the food scraps, and tonight on during Benji's walk, I've noticed there's a couple piles of old leaves on the streets, so I'm going to try and steal those as well to put into my compost bin. But I wanted to kind of show you this process, but it's a little dark outside, so I'm gonna do my best. Benji wants to eat the food stuff, which is super gross. No, you can't have it. So I'm pretty sure that based on the research I've done, you're supposed to lay flat like all the browns and stuff, and then greens, and then browns, and then greens. But since I'm doing it on such a small scale, I'm just gonna roll with it and hope that it works. Okay, yeah, I definitely need a lot more browns, but hey, we're doing it. We're getting it started. He tells me he put the cow stuff in the back of his truck, but I'm really short, so I have no clue. Oh, there it is. We have cow poop. Hi guys, it is now Monday. It's been, I think, about a week since I started my compost bin and got my plant here. It's got a new little home. I am getting ready to plant my spinach pot, I think. At least that's my plan, but it's super rainy outside, so I'm going to attempt to do it inside on the dinette. So the home for my spinach is going to be on my little dinette booth for the time being. And I've got this seedling mix that I'm going to plant it in. And then I've got my little seedling packet. So I'm going to just follow the directions on the back. Again, this is the Noble Giant variety. I'm a little concerned that I made the holes in the bottom of this pot a little bit too big. Ooh, this soil feels so soft and nice. Gosh, okay. So, got the pot in there. The pot. Got the soil in the pot. And I'm going to plant the seeds. I don't know how deep it's supposed to say, I thought. Avoid letting the soil dry completely. Good to know. Fast growing. No. 40 degrees. Cover with a 1/4 inch fine soil. It doesn't tell me how deep to plant it, so I'm going to look it up online. Whoa, there's a lot of seeds in here. So here's what they look like. Alright, seeds have been scattered. Pretty sure I probably should have taken more time to actually spread them out the way I was supposed to. I've watered down the soil with 2 cups of water. And now I guess we wait 1 to 2 weeks to see what happens. I am a little surprised at how low the soil is. I thought that this bag would fill the whole bucket, but it didn't, and that's okay. Hopefully this proves to be a good environment for my spinach. And hopefully the copper bucket doesn't influence the taste or anything. I didn't really think about that until now. So hello, fast forward to a couple days since I've last vlogged about the sustainable changes we're making in our trailer. I want to show you quickly they're the last 2 things really, I guess, that I want to talk about. I'm going to be doing this evening, so I wanted to finish up this vlog on those things. So here's the first one that I wanted to talk about. So right here, well, first of all, this is one of my new plants that I still haven't really decided what to name it. Don't know. I forget what kind of plant it was. Usually, it was some sort of pothos, I think. I need to name it something tea related, since it's in a teacup or a tea kettle thing. It needs to be named something tea related. Anyhow, that's not the point. I wanted to show you this that's sitting here out already. We finally invested in a small dehumidifier for our trailer. The trailer gets so much moisture throughout the winter. We discovered very quickly in our first winter in the trailer, so we invested in one of these. It's just like this little tiny guy off of Amazon. It reminds me a lot of Eva from WALL-E. This water tray fills up from moisture that's been pulled from the air, and one of the ways that I'm going to try to be a little bit more sustainable in our home is by using the water that's collected from the air to water my house plants. As you saw, I did grow some spinach, or plant some spinach, I think it was about a week ago. I don't know that I will want to use this for the spinach, but I also might do that. But can definitely absolutely water this houseplant and this houseplant, which this one I've had for almost a year, and I am just blown away at how well she is doing. This one's name is Reno, by the way, if you haven't been around that long. I got this one on my first day of classes during my senior year, I think, or spring. It was spring of senior year, so it's been, actually it has been a year, I think, because that would have been January of last year. So I think she is a year old since I've had her. She's thriving. It makes me very happy. So I'm going to use that water to, water my houseplants, and that to me feels like it's a sustainable use instead of just dumping it down the drain. And speaking of that spinach that I planted, look at these little things. Look at that. They are sprouting. They are coming up like crazy. So I'm very excited and curious to see what happens next, you know, when they actually start getting to maturity. But I think it takes like actually 40 days to get to maturity, but they are sprouting like crazy. They're so cute. I love them already. I'm very excited. And I'm gonna be just calling these guys Noble because they're noble spinach. Giant noble spinach. So they're just called Noble. So if you have any ideas for the name of this plant, I know it's some sort of pothos. It is also doing really well and has quite a few new sprouts coming up already, which is very exciting. Doing really good. Hey guys, so I'm here on Tuesday afternoon to show you the last sustainable thing, at least as of now, that I'm trying to implement into our home. And this one is really exciting and was a little intimidating as well. But when we ran out of one of America's favorite condiments, I would imagine at least, besides ranch, ketchup, I decided that I did not want to buy another bottle because, I don't know, I just felt like, you know, ketchup is basically just tomatoes and sugar, right? Can't I make it myself? So I tried that. So I just got back from a quick run into town to buy some funnels because last night I actually did successfully, I think, make a bunch of ketchup. Now, I truthfully didn't use much of a recipe. I looked up recipes on Pinterest like several days ago and then just kind of by memory put stuff in a pot. So if you're curious, I guess I'll tell you. I cut up 4 red tomatoes just from the grocery store. So they're on the vine tomatoes if you want to know exactly what I used. I cut up 4 of those, boiled those in sugar water, so I put like probably a cup to a cup and a half most likely. I didn't, like I said, I just threw stuff in a pot and hoped for the best with water. So I let that boil and then added those 4 tomatoes, let all of that simmer down and boil and do its thing, and then I added brown sugar and apple cider vinegar, and then I actually ended up adding, I had a lot of leftover I think they were grape tomatoes from our previous week's grocery trip that we didn't use all of. So I actually cut those up and threw those in there as well. So I tried to cut the tomatoes down as like to a decently sized dice, you know, so like they were big enough that you could get the chunks out, but small enough that they would all boil down into that nice tomato thing they do, whatever, I don't know. So this is what my ketchup ended up looking like. So there's actually a lot of it, and I'm not sure that it will fit in this bottle. If it doesn't, I have some jars that I can just jar it until next time. The biggest thing that I'm worried, oh, I also put salt. I put a decent amount of salt, like probably half a cup, maybe less. Like I said, I really didn't measure, I just threw it in a cup, or in the pot on the oven or on the stove. I can't talk today, oh my gosh. My biggest concern about making our own ketchup is that like it's not being preserved the same way as store-bought ketchup is, so it probably won't have as long of a shelf life, but if you keep it in the fridge, hopefully it will keep. Alright, so this is what I ended up with. As you can tell, it's more than I had room for, but I did have an extra jar, so I've just put that in there and hopefully it keeps. But as you can tell, like it's got a pretty good consistency of ketchup, and I wonder like if you shake it, I don't know, it's maybe not quite as thick as all Czech ketchups. And I also forgot that I did also put 2 small cans of tomato paste in this, so that was a pretty key ingredient too that I forgot to mention. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I think it tastes pretty decent for my first attempt, but but Tyler will be the real judge. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I had a lot of fun showing you the different ways that I'm trying to be more personally sustainable in my own home, in our own trailer if you want to go there, I guess. But these are just the first steps that I'm taking to try to live a more like consumer-minded type of lifestyle. So let me know in the comments if you are doing anything similar. Also, I guess I should add that I have switched to all reusable bags and all reusable produce bags, reusable Ziplocs. I have the beeswax stuff, so I'm using those type of resources too. And the grocery store we shop at does have a bulk section, so I am able to buy things in bulk. That means that there's zero packaging, which is really awesome since I'm using my own reusable things. On occasion, we do still have to use the plastic produce bags for some of the bulk items we buy, like sugar or flour, because unfortunately the grocery store isn't super okay with us bringing back containers to fill up our own, because the way they weigh it, and for safety reasons they just don't really approve of that. So sometimes I do still have to use those plastic produce bags, but ultimately I'm doing my best to not use as much packaging when I go to the stores, at least for the plastics and things. We are still buying some things that aren't necessarily recyclable, but I also make sure to recycle. I'm obviously reusing my glass jars, as you can saw with my leftover ketchup, and reusing that plastic bottle as well to like move toward using and making our own things. And along with the ketchup, before I completely end this vlog, I also wanted to talk about not all of it like obviously simmers down to a liquid, so there's still some like chunks of tomato. I actually put this in a different jar to use as a base for pasta sauce, because honestly, like, ketchup and pasta sauce probably isn't that different when you really get down to what it's made out of. You know, it's tomatoes. So I kept the chunky part of what was left from my ketchup to use as a base for pasta, just so that way, like, even though the pasta sauce I buy comes in glass jars, it's Classico, and I can reuse these mason jars for things. Like, recycling glass is sometimes difficult in Oregon, especially you have to separate your glass out from other things, and not all places accept glass recycling. The RV park that we're currently living in actually doesn't have a glass recycling receptacle. They have cardboard and all the other things, but they don't have a glass one, so it's harder for us to recycle glass. So I want to try to cut down on buying those, just so there's less clutter in our own home. I do take them to get recycled anyway, but it just piles up until I get to do that. So lots of rambling. That's that. I am really excited to like move toward trying to be more like conscious of the way I'm consuming products, and it's actually really fun to try making your own products. Like, I had a lot of fun doing the ketchup thing because I wasn't sure how it would turn out, and I'm really excited with what it does taste like. So I'm thinking about doing some more like home cooking things, like making my own condiments, and also I really want to make my own dish soap. That's the next thing I'll probably do. So there will be some more kind of sustainable topics on my vlog channel moving forward. And I'm also working on a podcast right now. I am going to be talking about that more in my next vlog, so stay tuned for that. You'll learn more details about what it's going to be about, but maybe the sustainability thing will be coming back more than you thought it would be, but that's a conversation for another day, even though this is the sustainability type vlog. Oh well. Okay, I have other things to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave me comments and feedback if you enjoyed this, or if you have other ways that you think I need to be aware of how to improve my lifestyle, I guess. And also like it if you liked it. And you know, Moo Crew, I will see you hopefully again on Thursday with another vlog. So I'm gonna get back into this uploading routine. I know I kind of missed a little bit on January's uploading schedule, but we are in February and good to go. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.